Howdy, I'm Cyberox with Outlandishly Crafted, and today we're talking about overlays and how do we do an overlay for our character for when they're wet or muddy or dirty or all kinds of other things. So you can see right here, I'm going to jump in the water. Oh, and now well, that was a bad example. Let's try it again. I'm in the water, and I have this blue overlay over my body. Or, if it's raining, it's over my body. So, now it stopped raining, and I'm back to normal. If we go back to rain, then as soon as I detect the rain, I have this overlay over my body. Over my body. Now you could do this also in first person so that you get like a blue overlay or play a texture, but I'm only doing it for third person, but the same technique can work for first person as well. I'll have another guide for doing that with particles. So here we go. Let's get started. So first off, let's go back to clear. And what we're going to do is jump into our RP, so our resource pack, and we're going to look at the player's resource pack. And there's two things that we want to do in here. And the first thing is I'm going to show you how we set it up in Blockbench. So in Blockbench, I've created a humanoid overlay, and all I've done is come in here and go through all of these body parts, and I've just got them at a slight inflation, so 0.05. And then I've created a body part that goes over each of these other body parts. Okay? So this is the overlay material that you're seeing that's glowing blue on the outside. And it doesn't have a texture, and so it's just alpha'd. And so what we do is we put that in here. So we have in our geo, we have our player overlay wet, and we have that geo that we just looked at. And it's there, and it's just on. It's just there. And then over here in our render controller, under overlay color, we're going to add in this query is in water or rain, and you could actually do this isn't in water now. I think that query is in water works by itself without or rain. And then we do a question mark, and this is going to set the alpha of the overlay to 0.005. A lot of people think this alpha is 0 to 255 like the colors, but it's not. It's 0 to 1, and that's why a lot of people can't get this setting to work right. And so this is just saying if it's raining, make it just slightly blue. If not, then 0. So it's on all the time. Now, you could also then put in a question for if muddy, and have a flag for muddy or a property for muddy, and then have these be brown, or have a different render controller for that. So you would just have another render controller here, and you'd turn that on and off for when the player's dirty, and then you'd have the dirt overlay. And that's really it. All we're doing is saying, hey, we put in a overlay to have something be shiny and reflective. You could also use this for lots of other effects. It just gives you this overlay shiny effect. And then you come over here, and we're going to add in that overlay color with a flag or query on the alpha. You can do all kinds of mojang in these numbers in real time even. So if you wanted to change this overlay to be rainbow colored, you could add some math into the RGB and have it based on query modified movement speed. That's how I do my hummingbirds, and have the hummingbird colors change as they move. So there's a lot of options here and how you do the render controller. And that's pretty much it. This has been a guide on overlays, how to get those overlays on your player and your entities for when they're wet or when they're hot. You can do like a hot effect and have it all red. You got blistering. You could have anything you want. So I'm CyberOx with all wondrously crafted, and this has been a guide to how to do these fancy things. Since I forgot to zoom in, I'll do that really quick. I'll just zoom in. Oh man, I hate this so much. I just want like the old magnifying glass, you know, where I could like just have a magnifying glass and it just be really easy. So here we go. We had the player overlay. That's it. And then over here we have the query math and the overlay. And then in Blockbench we just had these guys. So that's it. Thanks for watching.